Well, we learned about linear function graph last week. And for today's class, we will learn about drawing the inequality, linear function inequality. So I'm going to still call all the students. Ethan, tell me, how do we draw this? What's the step of drawing this inequality? Go ahead.
You would do y minus 4.
So we draw the function, linear function. Okay. How do we draw this?
You would put a point on 4, 0, 4.
Good. Next.
And then you would go down 3 and then go to the right 1.
Next.
And then you would connect the dots.
Okay. Now, how do we shade this?
So you go to the left.
Bigger than means on top of it, okay?
Okay.
Bigger than, this is equal. This is equal. Bigger than means on top of it, okay?
Okay.
So you will shade that piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I put it to be solid line or do I leave it? Do I change it to dash line?
The dash line. I don't know. You solid.
Solid line. The reason is because here equal. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Very good. Sean Lee. Next one.
So the intercept is, wait, first it's y equals 3 or 5x minus 5.
Good. Okay, next.
And then the intercept is -5.
Yeah, 0, -5. Over here, okay? The rise over the run is how much?
The rise is 3.
Okay. Run by?
And the run is 5.
Okay. What do we do next?
And you connect it.
Okay. What do you do next?
And shade the bottom of it.
Less than or equal than, it's above or it's below?
Below.
Right. If it's less than or equal than, you choose the guy below. You want to leave it solid line, you want to leave it the dash line.
Just a sum.
You could keep it solid down because here is equal, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now let's see number 3. Lansley.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me, how do we do number 3?
Y equals -x minus 5.
Okay.
The y-intercept is 0, -5.
Okay. Next.
You rise by 1.
You go down, okay.
Yeah, good.
Rise by -1. Okay, so you draw this, yes? So you go this direction, okay? If it's negative, that means you are going to go like this way. If it's positive, you go this way, okay? The rise over the run is -1. So that means you go down by 1, you run by 1. That's why you connect these 2 points. And after you have here, you can extend the line over this direction, okay? Okay, now up to here. What do you do next?
You put the lines on the right side.
Okay. Do you want to keep it solid line or want to change it to be dash line?
Dash line.
Thank you. You draw below or you draw above?
Up.
Above, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. I think all of you have no problem to drawing this, okay? Yeah, because we also learned this in the pre-algebra a little bit, yes? Let me just make sure. Ethan, how do I draw this one?
I think you.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's a. I think it's a vertical line.
Yes. It's
Uh,
vertical line.
I think you draw a line like. Yeah, past.
There, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I draw a line over here. And then should I change it to dash line or keep it solid line?
Dash line.
Okay. What does x less than -5 mean?
It's to the left.
Okay, it's on the left, okay? Okay, that's it. Very good. Now, I'm going to ask Shangli. Let's do number 9. This time it's not the slope intercept format. This is the standard format. So we have to do the conversion first. Shangli, go ahead.
X minus 2y equals 10.
So say one more time.
X minus 2y equals
Sure. Next. What do you do? You want to write down y equals to something, okay? Go ahead.
-2y equals -3x plus 10.
So 3x equals to 2y plus 10, right? Yes. You want to solve this one. Look, you want to find out y equals to how much. What do you do?
-2y equals to -3x plus 10.
Okay. Very good. One more step. Y equals. You divide everybody by -2, right? You divide by -2, yes?
-2x.
Okay, everybody divided by -2, okay? This guy divided by -2, that's gone. So y equals this. Go ahead. This can be simplified to what? -3 over -2 is 3 over 2, correct?
Yeah.
And then times x. How much is this? How much? -5, right? Hey, why you don't answer my question?
I said -5.
Can you speak louder, okay?
Okay.
Now go ahead, tell me, how do I draw this? Go.
The intercept is -5, so -5.
Okay.
And then
Rise over the run
3.
is?
Rise is 3, and then run is 2.
Okay, and then I connect, okay? Okay. Now, should I shade above or should I shade below? How do I tell here?
You shade below.
No, really? Ethan, when we come to here, should I shade be above or should I shade below?
Well, it's a positive slope, so you should shade above.
Hold on. Shade above or shade below depends on the inequality result. So we have to solve the inequality
Oh,
to tell. Let's do this, Ethan. Show me how do we change this.
you would do
Go ahead.
10 minus 3x is greater than -2 times y.
Next step.
Then you divide everything by -2.
Divide by -2. So this is y.
Is less than -5.
Divided by negative. Your inequality should.
Oh, switch. Yeah.
Wow. Let's watch out, okay? 10 over -2, right?
Yeah.
Minus 3x over -2, right?
Yeah.
So y is bigger than -5
5.
plus 3 over 2x. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is above, okay? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use this equation to help draw the line, but we use the inequality result to tell if it's above or it's below. Here is y is bigger than this, so we choose above. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And then we also have to change this to the dash line, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, then we can shade everything above, okay? Thank you. Now, next one. Lastly, let's do number 10.
Okay.
Now, let's go ahead and solve this inequality. Choose the way that Ethan showed you. Let's solve this one first.
A -3y is less than and equal to -5 minus 15. 5x minus 15.
Okay.
And then you divide each one by -3. Greater and equal
Good job. Good job.
to -5x over -3. And then minus 5.
A minus 15 over negative 3.
Oh.
Okay. Next step, y is bigger than or equal than?
5x, 5 over 3x. And then minus negative 5
Which is plus 5.
plus 5, yeah.
Okay. Now go ahead and tell me how I draw the line here.
Place the point on 0, 5.
Good. There.
And then you rise by 3.
Rise by 5, round by 3.
Rise by 5.
At this point, if I rise by 3, I am outside. So I might want to choose a different point, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So we know the linear function is this. Let's take a look at when x go to negative 3. When x is negative 3, y equals?
Negative 5 plus 5 which equals 0.
Very good. Here, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, negative 3 here. Correct?
Yeah.
You see here, you choose this point. Rise over the round. Rise by 5, round by 3. Yeah, you connect.
Yeah.
And then the inequality is here. Where you want to shade?
On the upper side.
Above, right?
Yeah.
Above means you want to choose solid line or dashed line.
Solid.
Good. Okay, nice. That's it, okay? Now, I'm just curious, make sure. Shangli, let's do 11. Tell me, how do I graph this?
It's 4, y equals 4.
Y equals 4 is what kind of line?
The vertical line.
Hold on. Look at here. X equals to number is the vertical line. Y equals is a horizontal line, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to miss this, okay? Because on this horizontal line, every point has the y value of 4, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Then bigger than or equal than 4, how do I shade it?
Shade above.
Okay. Keep it solid, right? Okay. All right. That's for the inequality. Before we move to the next topic, is there any questions? No question? Now let's make sure. Let's do the slope calculation. Ethan, let's do the slope calculation for number 1.
So you do negative 15 minus negative 16.
Okay.
Which is negative 15 plus 16.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the top becomes 2.
So 1
over
26, negative 26.
Okay, Okay. Now next one, Shangli. Let's do number 7.
Okay. 0 minus -15.
Divided by?
3 minus -11.
Okay, equals?
Equals to 15 out of 14.
All right, very good. Lastly, let's do number 8. And let's look for a more complicated one, okay? Let's do number 10. Go ahead.
-18 minus -18.
Over?
-15 minus 12.
Equals?
Equals to 0 over -27.
Okay, which is?
0.
Okay, all right. So far, I suppose all of you master the slope calculation and also being able to draw those inequalities. Doesn't matter they give you the slope intercept format, or if they give you a standard format, you can do those conversion by yourself and draw the inequality perfectly. Next, we are going to do the major thing for today, okay? Which is called the point slope format. You have no book, you want to write down the notes here. Look, I already showed you this. This is called a slope by intercept format. And the second one is called a standard format. How do I change from standard format to this format? by equals to -ax plus c divided by b. This goes back to the slope intercept format. This is the slope, okay? 0, c over b is my y-intercept. Slope, how do we calculate slope? We just did it, very easy. These two are the two formats. There are one more format called point slope format. If you pass x1, y1, x2, y2, you can write your equation as this. Ethan, go ahead and read this aloud.
Y minus y1 equals k times x minus x1.
You were given these 2 points. You can calculate the slope. So after you calculate the slope, you know this value. And you have these points. You also have this point. So it doesn't matter you use this guy or use this guy. These two will be the same formula, okay? These two will be the same formula. So far, any questions? No question. When two lines are in 2D, if you have two lines, when these two lines are parallel, you have their slope the same. If these two lines parallel, they will not cross. They will be parallel forever. They will not have solutions. But for 2D, if you have two lines which have different slope, they might cross on one point, okay? Or in 2D, you have two lines which they are identical, which means they have the same slope and the same intercept. Then they have infinite many solutions. Okay, those questions looks easy, but you might not know that in PSAT and SAT, they always have questions like that. Now, let's do the questions here. This one, okay, again, they want you to change from standard format to the slope intercept format. Lansley, go ahead. Show me that you can convert this to the slope-intercept format. Go ahead.
Negative 2y equals negative 3x minus negative 16.
Next.
You divide it by negative 2.
Equals.
Negative 3x over negative 2. Minus 16 over negative 2.
Okay. Next.
Which equals 3 over 2x plus 8.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Now. Look. 3 different format. Standard format, slope, intercept format, and point slope format. They can be converted to each other. Okay. Now, Ethan, how do I write down this equation? How do I write down the linear function? I pass this, I have this slope. What's my function?
I think it's x minus 1 equals 7
What?
times. Oh no, y minus y 0. 2, yeah, equals 7 times x minus 1.
Okay, good. Let's see the number 10. Shang Li, let's do number 10.
Okay.
Go ahead. Y minus?
Y minus y minus 1.
Y minus negative 1. This is your y. 1 is not your y, okay?
Okay.
Equals
To
negative 1 times,
negative 1 times 3.
no, x minus 3. Did you see what Ethan did here? You have your x0, y0. You do y minus y0 equals to the slope times x minus x0. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
You do one more. Number 12. Go ahead.
So y minus 5
Uh-huh.
equals 5 minus 3 times x minus 2.
That's right. Lansley, go ahead to 11.
Y minus 5 equals negative 4 times x minus negative 2.
X what?
X minus negative 2.
Okay. So y minus 5 equals negative 4 times x plus 2. Okay. Does this make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's do the Ethan, let's do number 14. How do we do this one?
It's y minus 5 equals. Oh wait.
Oh, what
it's
happened?
undefined.
This is undefined slope. What does that mean?
It's vertical.
Oh, it's vertical. Very good. If it's vertical, this point pass 2 and 5, right?
Yeah.
Here, yes.
Mhm.
And it's vertical, like that, right?
Mhm.
So
So, wait.
what's this line?
X equals to 2.
Yes, x equals to 2, okay? All right. Any line, if it's vertical, it must be x equals to something. And this pass 2, 5, so x equals to 2, okay? Now, Leslie,
Yeah.
go ahead to number 16.
Y minus 2 equals 2 times x minus -1.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's it. Now, so far, is there any questions? No questions? If no question, we will change the question harder, okay? Let's take a look at number 17. This might be the first time you see this type of question. In a 2D, okay? Right now, Algebra 1 is compared to other high school class, this is the easiest class, okay? Way more easier than Algebra 2, Pre-Cal, and Calculus, and AP Physics, AP Chemistry. Right now, you just learned 2D. In 2D, you have 2 lines. 2 lines, they either parallel or not parallel, or they cross or not cross, okay? In 3D, you will do those if we learn in high school for the 3D. We will draw the planes in 3D. We will talk about when 2 planes and 3 planes meet together in 3D. There are so many different scenarios. Right now, easy, 2D, 2 lines. If you say this line pass 4, 2, and also parallel to this line. Whenever ever you see 2 lines parallel, you will say, wow, that's easy. The slope will be the same. Because you have 2 lines parallel, that means your slope are identical. It's the same slope. So, Shangli, based on my hint, how do you do number 17? Go ahead.
So y minus
Y minus
Yeah.
minus 2 equals
to -4x minus 5 times
who is your slope? Who is your slope? When you are parallel to this, does yours have the same slope? Do you have the same slope, yes or no? When 2 lines parallel, you see, we can draw here, okay? Okay, this is one line. If I put another line, as long as I make the same slope, they are parallel. As long as it's 3, 3 are the same number, these two lines will be parallel. So if I say two lines parallel, you immediately make the slope to be the same. Does this graph make sense to you? Now, let's come back here. When they say these two lines parallel, you are going to use this guy as your slope. Next,
X times 4.
x times 4, really? X minus 4.
Right, yeah, X minus 4. Yeah, my bad.
Lastly, number 18.
Y minus -3 equals 7/3x. 7/3 times x minus -3.
Okay, let's write one more step.
Y minus +3 equals 7/3 times x plus 3.
Okay, thank you. Ethan, let's do number 19.
You do y minus 0 or just y equals 3/4 times x minus -4.
So this is 3/4 times x minus -4, right?
So
Okay.
plus.
Very good. Now, Shangli, go ahead to number 21. Okay, go ahead.
Y minus 0 equals to 1/3 times x minus 2.
Very good. Lastly, let's do 22.
Y minus -4 equals -x.
No. Who is this guy's slope? Who is this?
-1.
Yes. Okay, now you plug in here. Okay, go ahead.
-1 times x minus 4.
Thank you. Okay, Ethan, let's do number 23.
You do y minus 4 equals -5/2 times x minus -2 or x plus 2.
Okay, very good. Shangli, let's do 24.
Y minus -1 equals to -1/2 times x minus -4.
Okay, do one more step.
Also, y plus 1 equals to -1/2 times x plus 4.
Okay, that's right. So far, is there any questions? No questions? Okay. We can, this part is not hard. We can push further to some next class questions, okay? So we learned about graphing inequality, which we already did last week, and then point slope format, slope calculations. Now we can start to go ahead and do the system of linear equations. Okay. What is called a system linear equations? If you have one linear equation, it's called a linear equation. When you have more than one linear equation, which is two equations together, it's going to be called system of linear equations, okay? When you solve the system linear equation, for example, you have here and here. You want to, what does this mean? When you list these two together, that means you have one line and the other line. You are looking for the crossing point, okay? Now, I want everybody to go ahead. Tell me how you want to solve this one. I give you a hint. You can graph this in the graph calculator, okay? If you never ever try using graph calculator, this is the time you want to use it. Everybody, please log into the Desmos, okay? DSMOS. Go ahead, check the Desmos website, and then go ahead, type in this guy and this guy in two different lines, and tell me your crossing point is how much. Go ahead, give it a try. Okay. After you use the graph solving the result, and then what you do is you make this as y equals to 4x plus 2, and then you plug in here to solve it, okay? Go ahead, give it a try. Anybody find out the crossing point?
Zero comma 2.
So the first one you type there is 2x plus 3y equals 6. I'll give you a first linear function. The second one is negative 4x plus y equals to 2, okay? So 0, 2 is the correct solution. Who answered this correctly? Shang Li or Lance Li?
Me.
Okay, good job, Lance Li. Very good. Okay. Lance Li, you solve this result by the graphing or you solve it by plugging? You use which way?
Graphing.
Graphing. Can you give a try by plugging? This guy, you can change it to be y equals to 4x plus 2. And then you plug in 4x plus 2 into here. Solve the one variable equation. Please give a try. This might be the first time you solve the system linear equation, okay? You have negative 4x plus y equals to 2. So y equals to 4x plus 2, okay? And then you plug in here into here. So this becomes 2. Ethan, let's do this together. 2x plus who? You want to plug in here into here. Go ahead, Lisa.
Plug in y equals 4x plus 2
Okay.
into what? Which one?
Yeah, you want to here, you get your y equals this. And then you want to plug in this guy into here to take
Oh, okay.
the y away, okay?
3 times 4x plus 2 equals 6.
Next.
You would distribute, so 2x plus 12x plus 6
Equals,
equals 14x. Oh, sorry, equals 6.
okay?
And then 14x plus 6 equals 6.
14x equals 0, right?
Yeah.
Then x equals 0. After you find x equals 0, you put it back. Y equals,
Y equals 2.
that's right. Okay, good job. Now let's see. Okay, so solving the sixth linear equation. Well, the name sounds complicated, but actually it is easy. You have one line and you have another line. That's called a system of linear equation, okay? Which is the easiest system equation from now on. In high school, you will learn those nonlinear, okay? Nonlinear function. V is linear. Now, right now it's easy. Everything is linear. You can draw a graph very easily, find the crossing points. You can plug in one into the other and then can solve it. Now, this is called substitution. This is called graphing. So this is called graphing. This is called a substitution, okay? Now, let's see several different scenarios. Ethan, I want you to talk about what does this graph represent? What does this guy, what does this guy? We mentioned earlier. Can you go ahead?
This one represents that they have the same point.
Okay. They cross. They have different slope, right?
Yeah, but 1 point, they are the same.
Okay. Second one represent.
They're parallel, which means their slopes are the same.
So they have the same slope and they don't have crossing point. The last one is
Just a line. Oh, they're they both have the same slope and they're on the same position. Like they have the same.
same slope, same intercept. This means they are duplicate lines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which is infinite many solution, okay? Now, with these notes, we can go ahead do some questions here. Let's go ahead to this. Can you please plug in this guy into here? Go ahead.
It would be negative 2x minus 3 times 6x minus 11 equals negative 7.
Okay.
Then you would distribute, so negative 2x minus 18x plus 33 equals negative 7.
Next.
So then it would be 33 minus 20x equals negative 7.
Negative 20x plus 33 equals negative 7. Next step.
It would be negative 20x equals to -7 minus 33,
Perfect.
which is -40.
Okay.
So then x would equal to 2.
Okay, x equals to +2. Okay, very good. Now we, based on x equals 2, let's plug in y equals to
12 minus 11. So 1.
okay. Hold on. Okay, let me see. All right, so this is x equals to 2, and 2 plugging here is 12 minus 11, which is 1. So in this way, without graphing, we can also solve the system of linear equation. All right, now Ethan can do this without problem. Let's see, Lansley, let's do number 2.
Uh, 2x minus 3 times x minus 1.
Okay, 2x minus
Minus 3 times x minus 1
uh-huh,
equals -1.
that's right. Next,
So it'll be 2x minus 3x plus 3
okay,
equals -5.
okay,
So it'll be -x plus 3 equals -1.
okay.
So -x equals -4.
-1 minus 3, right? So negative x equals
-4.
x equals,
X equals 4.
very good, very good. Y equals,
Y equals 4 minus 1 equals 5.
eh?
3.
Okay, very good. Next one. Shangli, let's do number 3. You have y equals this. We are going to get rid of this and use this to replace, okay? So 5x minus 4 times this, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, next step.
5x minus -12x.
Negative times negative is positive, okay?
12x plus minus 20 equals -3. So
Go ahead. How much is this?
and then 17x minus 20 equals -3.
17x
equals 1.
17x equals to 20 minus 3, which is 17, right? X equals to 1.
Mhm.
Now, can you get the y? Y equals
Y equals negative 3x plus 5.
equals how much? Negative 3 times 1, right?
So times 1 plus 5.
How much?
So y equals 2.
That's 2, right?
Mhm.
Okay. How do you feel about this question? Harder, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, because it's possible. Okay, it's not so something impossible. You can solve it by plugging one into the other and then do negative times negative, negative times positive. Do it very carefully. You can do it, okay? After you solve one value, you plug into the other. You get the x and y value. So let me upload the homework. Yeah, I do see that Shangli and Leslie improve. Okay, I do see that you both improved. So Ethan, yeah, your foundation is way more better. The previous several weeks class may looks very easy to you, but from the next class, Algebra 1 will becomes a little bit harder. Okay, so it's not going to be very boring. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's see here, this guy solution. Yeah, I do want you to, all of you, start the system of linear equations. So I provide you this. This is a very good notes. This one. I want you to do, I want everybody to do the construction paperwork. You can copy down this thing on the paper, but do by yourself, don't print. Open the PDF, go ahead and draw those graphs and show the work. And then also draw the graph here and writing down scenario 1, 2 lines, not same slope, they cross for 1 point as their solution. Scenario 2, 2 lines parallel, no solution. Scenario 3, same slope, same intercept, the lines have infinite many solutions, okay? Now I also want everybody to start using the substitution method. Okay. We did the question here and here. You can figure out all the others by yourself. I do have the notes over there. Next class, we will continue learning solving system linear equations, okay? Week 6, we will continue do the system of linear equations, not only by substitution method, but also by graphing and elimination. Y'all haven't learned the elimination. I will teach you the elimination method, okay? And after that, I'm going to, week 7, we will do way more complicated questions, okay? And look at this. Okay, 3 variables. Okay, so watch out. This week, not too hard. Next week, a little bit hard. Week 7 will be really hard, especially for Ethan. No, sorry, not for Ethan, especially for Shangli and Lansley. Okay, you two want to get ready for this. Those part will become a big trouble for both of you. So you want to work hard as much as possible for this week and next week, so that you can understand the thing we learned in the week 7. Okay. Make sure finish all the homework and submit. Keep your good work. You will improve a lot in the summer. That's for today's class. I will upload the videos and make sure you finish the homework. See you next week. Bye-bye.